Hello there again and welcome. Ryan Nordahl here at Whitetail Habitat LLC. Thanks for joining me on this video. If you're new to my channel or you just simply haven't already, I'd appreciate you hit that subscribe button and hey, turn on that bell notification. That way every time I upload a new video you get that notification right away. And any of the products or tools you see me using in these videos, you can always find links in the description below. So check that out. Visit our website. We have some cool new items listed on our website, available off of Amazon. One in particular, my new book on no-tilling. It's my no-till blueprint. No-till food plots are not anything new, but it describes how I implement no-till food plots here on my property and the other properties that my family owns and hunts as well. So check that out. Greatly appreciate it. We're selling plenty of copies. But today I want to talk about this new little setup that I have here on my home property. My home property is just 16 acres, but we get everything funnels down here. We've got two oak bedding points, ridges on either side of my property here. Everything funnels down. I have a big water source, about an acre's worth of a pond just north of my house. And everything that's set up here on my property, you know, we're using thermals. You know, we understand how the thermals drop in here. Our house is at the lowest point. This new setup that I have here in this new little kill plot, set up for an east or northeast wind. And when those thermals drop in the evening as well, they're dropping right down toward my house where deer don't always tend to be anyway. Yes, we get a few deer that travel through our yard and everything, but mostly, for the most part, they're traveling here east and to the north and around to the west on our house. And we're creating this flow. We're duplicating on this flow. Back over here to the south, to my left, I do have a little microplot where they head out of my southeast corner. This connects. This all connects and flows. It's an ebb and flow effect. We set up here, like I said before, for an east wind. This is a little bedding area here, right here behind me. And on an east wind, it allows us to come up. We're using the topography to screen our movement from this bedding area here. Now there's a couple little things that I'm going to do here in the future, and then we did this year, we did some little tree planting in here. Unfortunately, I don't think that the trees made it. Just a little neglect on my part, and hey, I'm here to admit my failures, and we live and we learn from that. It got a little dry this spring before the rains did set in, and I just neglected to get water up here to those little seedling trees, and unfortunately they did not make it, and that happens. That's just something we learn. It happens year to year. We get busy doing other people's projects and other property that my family has that I'm managing as well, and sometimes things get neglected, get forgot about. But we duly note that. But the topography is going to help us. We're coming in from the back side. The tree is located right behind me. Nice big red oak that's going to hold its leaves pretty much all season long. We set this stand back in the spring. We did some of our major trimming of shooting lanes at that time. I did notice when I climbed in there just a few minutes ago, though, that I do have to clean out a couple little limbs yet. You know, when things green up in the summertime, those leaves, they do pull some weight on some of these branches and stuff, and this sets up for an early season opportunity on a couple of the good bucks that we do have around here. I'm not going to have a shot opportunity back here at my mock scrape setup. I know that looks kind of unusual for a larger vine like that, but hey, the deer have been hitting it. We just finally set a Tacticam up here, and we seeded this food plot, about a week or so ago. I did have buckwheat up here that I planted back in just simply by broadcasting it back in the beginning of June. It didn't take the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. We still come up here. We kept things sprayed and died down, and as you can see, things are really brown. Got a good kill on it here just before I seeded it. I actually sprayed it about a week and a half before I come up here and broadcasted my radishes and other forage brassicas in here as well. And I can see just right here where I'm standing, little sprouts of brassicas coming in here. And you know, it sat here for about a little over a week without any rain, but with the thatch that's here and kept short, we had some good heavy morning dews, and that allowed germination of those seeds, I do believe. And then finally yesterday we received about 2.5 to 3 inches of rain here. So this is really going to take off. I actually seeded a food plot on Friday evening here just before the rain, and I'm recording this on Sunday, just 2 days after I seeded that. And I walked in there, I did it via broadcast like I always do, and those seeds are starting to germinate. I wish I had a little B-roll of that, but though I just happened to notice some of the seeds sitting on the ground are starting to sprout a root, and that makes me very happy. But the way this sets up, you know, we're coming off of this southeast corner, the way the deer flow off the neighbor's line fence and into here, and this is just capitalizing. It's giving us that east wind setup that we need on here, especially when they're on the downwind side. Any bucks traveling through here on the rut, they're on the downwind side of this little bedding area here. It's going to set up great. I'm looking forward to it. It just gives us another option here on this 16 acres. I do believe on this 16 acres I have 5 or 6 different stand locations. I'm thinking about a couple more stand locations to give us 7 or 8 on 16 acres. That seems like a lot of stand locations. We're bumping around, but I tell you what, we only hunt this if we've got a good buck on camera in early season or during different phases of the rut. It keeps us unpatternable to deer, because, you know, that's one of the biggest mistakes. Will we hunt every stand? Probably not. But it gives us those opportunities if the need arises. You know, one thing I've learned, and you know, I've learned it by watching others and my own mistakes as well, chasing cameras. One of the biggest mistakes we can make. And but anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I set this up. Again, it gives us that east wind opportunity that we've so desperately needed here on this property. We're learning this property. I've been here 8 years, but it's a year after year thing. You know, my main proving grounds property, 80 acres, we've had that basically my entire life, and I'm constantly learning on that as well. It doesn't matter how long or how short of a period of time you've owned a property. You should be always learning year after year, because deer, year after year, do change up their patterns. And we got to take note of that, and that's something we've been keeping track on here. It just adds another food source, a green food source, late in the fall for these deer. Again, practice, you know, planted via my no-till practices that you'll find in my book. So I'd really appreciate you check that out. I'll leave a link below. Check out that new book. But this is how it sets up. You know, we're getting excited. We're less than a month away here in Wisconsin from our opening day of archery season, and things are looking good. We're shooting our bows, getting those tuned up, ready to go, just constantly shooting, taking away any of that target panic, and just, you know, even just an arrow a day is what I recommend for shooting your bow. Keeping those muscles, keeping that muscle memory alive and everything, and it's really fun. It's an exciting time of the year. We had a good cold front come through here, so it's very comfortable today after a high in the 90s again on Friday. Very, very humid conditions, but we're blessed with the rain that we've had now this year compared to the last couple of years when we've gotten into August all the way through October, highs in the 80s, very dry conditions, hard to grow anything, but we're having success here. It's a very good blessing to see how everything is growing here now, and can't wait for you to see the green up results of this plot, and just a very exciting time how the deer move through here, and hopefully we have an opportunity at one of our good bucks. Daggers, he made it through last year after being shot by a neighbor, and he's really blown up into something really special this year. And it was exciting to have my boy and my daughter and my wife She was able to capture a little footage of daggers here a few weeks ago, right in our front yard in the mid to late morning. So that was excited to see. Got a little B-roll of that you'll see. And I did have, and I didn't save the video, but this past week I did have an image of a buck that we watched. We've been watching him for the last few years here on the property, but I had just a short little second clip of him on camera here last week, and he's one of the big boys we've been watching. I call him Droppy. He's a big mainframe 10-pointer. I want to say he's a 6.5-year-old deer this year. But the other bucks that we had here, there's 2 or 3 other bucks that made it through as well, that are advancing in the age class. It's exciting. We're getting out, we're doing some scouting down at my brother's farm and our family farms down in about 15 miles south of here. And we've been watching one of our target bucks out there the last couple times we've been down there, and quite a few other bucks as well. You know, just getting out, grabbing a few little snackies, sitting in the truck, glassing these fields, getting our spotting scopes out, our binoculars, and it's just a great time of year. Can't wait. I know some of your archery seasons are starting here the first of the month, and we're less than a month away from our season here in Wisconsin, so getting excited about it, and I hope you are as well. But I just wanted to share this little setup with you and how it sets up and the wind directions and how the thermals set up on this little particular kill plot in the stand that we've got set here in this red oak, taking advantage of the leaf cover that we have with it and everything, and just a little tip that you can keep in the back of your mind as well. Thanks for joining me on this video. Again, if you haven't, or you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, and hey, any of the products or tools you've seen me using in this video, I'd really appreciate it if you check out the links below in the description. Thanks for joining me. God bless you all. Keep living the dream.